Hi there and welcome back to Dragonfall. I am Byron and we have returned to the Kreuzbasar and apparently we have to talk to Amsel. But before we do that we bring the data to the Shockwellenreiter payphone. What happened to you anyway? How is Alexander doing? Nothing new here. Are you accepting donations? Fine, here. Okay, there's nothing new here, fine. I'm always happy to help. I want to talk to you. Even from a distance, it is clear something is not right with Lane. Coming closer, you can see dried blood on his face and clothes, as well as a few discolored blotches that pass for bruises on troll skin. More noticeably, there's considerable damage to the man's left prosthetic leg, which he now tends to with tools as antiquated as the leg itself. Are you alright, Alexei? I'm fine. Nothing a few swings of a wrench can't fix, or a few swings of a crutch. Someone comes at me, thinks me weak, and I show him otherwise. Leaning to one side, Lane's crutch is caked in more blood and what appears to be bits of hair. Tell me who did this to you. Just a punk with some bad ideas. Forget about it. Are you sure you all will be alright? I've suffered far worse, as you might imagine. And I don't need you or anyone else babysitting me. Fine, I was just trying to help. You know. Like a good citizen. You don't have anything to say, girl? No. So, let's deposit the data here. Deliver the AG Chemie project data. The machine accepts the data upload and only a few moments later a certified Kreuzig is spat out of the coin slot. We got 1000, that's nice. Fine. I can use the money. How much money do I have? 6000. Okay, let's talk to Paul Amsel. I would be in here. Here, yes, exactly. As you step forward, the rest of your team falls silent. Amsel shifts his attention to you. You can see the worry on his face. Anya Juliette Laval, I have new information. I'm afraid that the news isn't good. So you said on the comm. Go on, we're listening. 2 years ago, a large shipment of a highly lethal radioactive bioweapon disappeared en route to a storage facility in Dresden. The weapon was designated X-15. I have traced the path of the missing shipment. It was delivered to the Harfeld Manor. Well, that sounds horrible. It is. I've heard of this stuff before. Back in the service we called it Doom. You insolent dog! I am Doom! Oh, sorry, couldn't resist it. I've never run across it in the wild, but I've heard enough horror stories to know that I don't want to. The stories that you've heard are correct. This Doom is an extremely dangerous substance. He gestures to a technical document on his computer's display. I've been reading up. To this day, the story of Doom remains a cautionary tale in biotech circles. Monoclonal antibody technology is strictly regulated now, and this substance is one of the reasons why. What does this stuff do exactly? Amsel clears his throat and reads aloud from the information on his screen. Doom kills by destroying a host's muscle tissue via radioactive decay. Each individual antibody is bound to radioactive bismuth 212 isotope. When introduced into a host, these antibodies bind to surface level muscle tissue. The tissue is then killed with alpha radiation. The process repeats itself until the host wastes away and dies. Seems like a rather complicated way of killing someone, if you ask me. Jesus. I got nods grimly. I've heard that Doom was deployed in a couple of border skirmishes back in 41. After seeing what it did to people up close, the UK has passed a unilateral ban on the stuff. If that doesn't tell you how bad it is, nothing will. Okay, so I hesitate to ask, but what would a dragon want with this track? Nothing good. That much goes without saying. This development worries me, Anya. It worries me greatly. So the dragon has a bioweapon. Alright, good to know, but that doesn't change what we need to do. I'm with Anya on this one. This is interesting, scary even, but it doesn't actually change anything. I mean, it ups the stakes if the fire ring is allowed to carry out her plans, whatever those might be, but we're gonna stop her before that happens. That was always the plan. As far as I'm concerned, it's still the plan now. I agree with Dietrich. We need to focus on what's in front of us. Whatever the dragon's larger plans might be, the fact is that she's after us. We shouldn't let ourselves get distracted by anything else. I'm less slow to respond. Finally he nods. Yes, I concur. For the time being we must continue forward. And that means that you must continue working toward raising Alice's fee. I'll leave the matter in your capable hands, Anya. When you've acquired the necessary funds and are ready to head back out to the rabbit hole, let me know. From there we will discuss our next steps. I got nods. Good. If you need me, I'll be getting prepped for the next run. Right behind you, love. Dietrich casts a backward glance at Glory. If any of this has had an impact on her, she doesn't show it. Come on, Glory, let's go. Okay, anything else? No? Apparently not. Do you have anything to say, Dietrich? What you need, boss? Back when you took on Humanis, you said that you fought in the Night of Rage. I'd like to hear more about that. He nods, then fishes in his jacket pocket for his flask. Alright, boss, we can talk about it. So I already mentioned that Berlin's punks and anarchists joined forces to fight off the racists, right? And after a long bloody fight we beat them. What I didn't mention is how I figured into all of this. I'm an anarchist at heart, always have been, but at the time I fit squarely into the punk camp. I was 32 at the time, Messerkampf was still touring, not as much as we did when we were kids, but we had a following. I guess I was sort of an elder statesman for the scene. When we rallied to fight the racists, my followers came along for the ride. Bunch of young kids, all full of piss and vinegar and the immortality of youth. Oh wait, it's starting to rain. Gotta close the window. I was full of that good old Dragon Slayer spirit, pissed off and itching for a fight, and so I led those kids into the fray. They waded into the ride right alongside me, yelling and screaming with their fists in the air. I don't remember a whole lot of the fight itself, boss, but I do remember the aftermath. A lot of the kids that followed me had grown up listening to my music. They had all of my attitude, Anya Juliet Laval, but none of them had my magic. A youthful enthusiasm is no defense against a knife or a handgun. I left the punk scene for all the reason I told you, boss, but there was a bigger reason, and I saw it in those kids' broken bodies. The road that I'm on, it leads to the grave. I've got the power to make it a leisurely trip, but make no mistake, that's where I'm headed. Those kids tried to follow my footsteps, and they wound up sprinting ahead of me instead. Better for me to stay out of the public eye and stick to the shadows. My stint as a role model was ill-advised. Have you put any thoughts into what I said earlier? Yeah, boss, I have. It's an interesting idea, but there are risks. I'm thinking that this might not be the best of times to approach him about it. He's the source of my magic, remember? If our discussion turned into an argument, he could take all of that magic back in a heartbeat, and then where would we be? Oh yeah, you remember we were talking about him not going up against the bigger threat after the dragon, but rather against corporations and evildoers in general and stuff. From what you've told me about the Dragon Slayer, I don't think he'd like the way you're talking. Since when has he ever encouraged you to back down from a fight? You've got a point there, boss. He wouldn't want me to back down ever. Not even from him. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'll ask the Dragon Slayer about shifting priorities, I guess you'd say. Taking on some deserving organization and calling off the hunt for something more impressive than the Firewing. Cause a fight like that would never really end. I'm never gonna bring down a corp or a poli club all on my lonesome. You're not alone. He shrugs. But maybe that's not a bad thing. It'd take a lot of the guesswork out of life. I don't know, boss. If you have any thoughts about this, I'd love to hear them. Why tie yourself to a specific group? I say keep it fluid. Stomp anyone who threatens the flux. Isn't that what Berlin is all about? He cocks his head. Interesting. That's a different approach, but I like it. Hang on a second, I'll ask. He closes his eyes and concentrates. Minutes pass. Slowly a smile creeps across his face. Dietrich opens his eyes and turns to face you. Yeah, I think that he'd like this plan just fine. That was it? That was all it took? The Dragon Slayer doesn't mince words, boss. If he didn't like the plan, he'd have told me. Dietrich's grin widens. He looks more at ease than you've ever seen him. Well, boss, I've got myself a plan and a new target to boot. That's assuming, of course, that any of us make it through our current predicament alive. You know, Dietrich, now that you've got a handle on your connection with the Dragon Slayer, you could probably reach out to your old community again. Berlin's punks could benefit from your experience. He nods. Yeah, boss, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe I could give back a bit and fix some of the damage I caused in my misspent youth. After we're finished dealing with the crisis in front of us, that is. It's a good thought anyway, I'll keep it in mind. Any updates on Alexander? Nothing new, boss, he's adjusting. It's going to take some time. Any thoughts about the last run you'd like to share? There was nothing about that run that didn't disgust me. What they did to that troll, he shudders. It wasn't right, boss, on any level. I don't care what anyone else tells you. You listen to me, Anya. What you did, killing that thing, it was the right call. Yeah, it cost us $1 million, but letting that thing live would have been a travesty. Okay, that's it. So, you had nothing to say. We could, of course, pet the dog. He seems to like it. Do we have anything in our stash? A basic medkit. Oh, well, we can sell that. What is that here? A shotgun. What am I supposed to do with a shotgun? What do you have to say, Aiga? Aiga eyes you warily. Her expression is guarded. Anya Juliette Laval, you need something? Any thoughts about the last run? I'm not gonna lie, Anya, this one is gonna stick with me for a while. What they did to that troll was sick. This is probably gonna surprise you, but I'm happy that the Mark 6 is dead. Yeah, Herr Schmidt was pissed, and sure our reputation got dinged. Neither of those are good things, but I'll take them over being a part of what they were doing to that troll any day. Walking out of a run with a clean conscience is a rare pleasure. Savor it while you can. Okay, I do. Hey Glory, what's up? Glory favors you with a weak smile, her expression cautious. You're suddenly aware of how very small she is. Hi Anya, I've gotta admit I've been dreading this. So, now that you know what I've done, what I am, are you here to tell me off? I wouldn't blame you if you were. No, Glory, I'm not here to tell you off. Truth be told, I wanted to check in and see how you're doing. Not great. Struggling, about how you'd expect. We left off in a bad place last time. I've been thinking about your story and I have a question for you. Yeah, what's that? Are you still looking for closure? Because your story had a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up. Yeah. The caution evaporates from Glory's face as she considers your words. Yeah, you know, after we've gotten ourselves out of the situation that we're in, I might be able to right some of the wrongs that I committed under Harrow. It's okay. What would you suggest? Freeing the kids should be your first priority. I'd round up some magical support, raid Feuersteller, and clear Harrow's influence from their minds. Killing Harrow should be secondary. I hate giving Harrow the chance to escape, but you're right, saving the kids is what's important. She pauses, considering a choice, and a smile flits across her lips. This feels like the path to redemption. This feels right. Glad to hear that we are in agreement. Now let's get back on task. After we deal with our more immediate problems, you can go with my blessings. Right. Thanks, Anya, for everything. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the run. Apparently I can't talk about the run anymore. Oh well. Any new messages? Yeah, one. Melit Holye. The screen flickers to life and Melit's face appears. She wears a plastic smile. Hi again, Anya Juliet Oral. Well, I've recovered the last DVD for you, but I'm afraid that's all you're gonna get. You might as well use the rest as coasters. They're all beyond repair. If you look on the table beside the DVD player, you will find the discs that are salvaged. She pauses. A slight frown crosses her face. To be completely honest, that was a lie. To recover this last disc, I was forced to subcontract. Shorty is still a brute of a man. I'm unimpressed with his manner, and his poor hygiene disgusts me. But he's very good with little things such as this. All credit where it's due. Maybe it was not the best idea to involve somebody else in the whole dragon thing. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back at your inbox. I really hope that this was not a mistake. Okay, we claim payment for our Mark 6 prototype extraction. To call your work unsatisfactory would be an understatement. When I said that we wanted the prototype, it should have gone without saying that we wanted it intact and operational. You technically fulfilled the terms of our agreement, so you will get paid, but don't ever expect to work for us again, Schmidt. Well, go and fuck yourselves. So, well, 22.5, 6,000 go to the crew, 1.5 ammunition and resupply, 11.25 go to Alice, and 3.75 remain for me. We still have the Aztec run to go. And we already have 40,000, that's good. What's going on here? Formula 17. Yeah, I posted that. So we've all seen this one floating about the tricks. This is some serious stuff. It's got heavy duty corp written all over it. Not a lot of players could be behind something like this. Aris or SK. Or maybe one of the big pharma corps, say Sharing or AGC. Of course you can never totally discount the Azis either. Tolstoy, my esteemed colleague, this is indeed a recipe for some top-shelf drag. Whispers from the shadows say that this is sourced straight from the F-state. Hello boys, I'm a big fan, you know? Long-time reader, first-time poster. Quite an interesting concoction you have here. I'm just itching to cook some up. So many interesting properties to play with. I've already got a few tweaks in mind for my own special version 2.0. Brewmeister. You sure you want to do that? This stuff doesn't play nice and corps are really bad at sharing their toys. You can of course always share their secrets for them. Just gotta make sure that you run a little faster than them. Always running, eh? CW? The Smiling Bandit strikes. I don't know, is this a reference to that to those Burt Reynolds movies? Like clockwork, yeah, running like clockwork. Bandit, I'm touched by your concern, but don't you worry about little old me. I do declare this shall be ever such fun. Please help me find my daughter. She ran away from home. She is human in her early 20s with short blonde hair and a data jack. She was last seen wearing a light blue dress. Right, Mother 004. This is not exactly the place to be looking for missing kids. How did you even get in here? I paid good money to get on here. I was told you people could help. If you've got the new and you came into the right place. I sent you a number that you can reach me at. The old helped me find my missing kid routine, a classic. My money is an escaped wage slave. Make sure you do your homework, Ruby. Okay. So, can we claim pay data? For the OT key financial records. 441, not too bad. We post pay data. No? Apparently I don't have any. Then I don't. Alrighty. So there was a new DVD, I was being told. That should be the fourth one. Play track 1. 28th of April 2050. This is it, the interview. Took some digging to find it, but here he is, my big brother, back in his prime. The note disappears and for a moment the screen goes blank. Suddenly, image of a news correspondent flashes onto the screen, accompanied by a brief orchestral flourish. The timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen reveals the date, August the 22nd of 2012. Hey, that's in the past already. Thank you for joining us. We are coming to you live from the ruins of Sangerhausen, the 5th Harz mountain town to be sacked by the Dragon Feuerschwinger. Standing by my side is the head of DL Defense, Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Dr. Vauclair has been hailed as a leader in the effort to bring down Feuerschwinger and end her reign of terror. Dr. Vauclair, tell us about your efforts to bring down the dragon. Killing the monster has proven difficult to say the least. Her speed and maneuverability in the air are extraordinary. Her scales repel small arms fire and her breath can melt steel. Our R&D team have been working around the clock to devise a weapon capable of downing the beast. In the interim, we are providing material support for the Luftwaffe's attempt to shoot it down via conventional means. Herr Vauclair, why are you directing DL Defense's energies to the killing of Feuerschwinger? Are there corporate interests at play in this? Corporate interests? No. This is a matter of human interest. Innocent lives are being extinguished by an appalling rate. I am in a position to help to put an end to slaughter, and so I must. It is really that simple. Dr. Vauclair, you must understand my skepticism. Our viewers aren't looking for a PR statement, they come to us for the truth. I'm afraid that I don't have time to go back and forth on this. Your viewers can think whatever they wish. My concern is in helping the people affected by this tragedy. In that case, Dr. Vauclair, I thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. You are very welcome. To the viewers at home, stay safe and watch the skies. Salvation is coming, I promise. That was Dr. Adrian Vauclair, CEO of DL Defense. Dr. Vauclair is the chief architect of the military's current plan to bring down the Dragon Feuerschwinger. Stay tuned for more late breaking news on the battle for the Harz Mountains. We'll be right back. Okay, track 2. The display goes, yeah, The 17th of November 2054. Holy shit, I just stumbled onto some of Adrian's old lab notes. I'm not gonna say how I came across these, someone might get hurt if the wrong people watch this. But I've checked them against some of Adrian's old handwriting samples and they're legitimate. Holy shit, this is big. Alright, okay. Back up, slow down, breathe. He takes a moment to calm himself. Okay, these notes, they pretty much confirm something I'd always suspected. The Luftwaffe didn't shoot down Feuerschwinge. I mean, they tried. They pumped thousands of rounds into the air around her and they lobbed rockets at her for months. Lost a lot of attack helicopters and fighter craft in the process, but none of those things were responsible for taking her down. The Dragonfall was caused by an experimental warhead, one that Adrian and the Steel Defense think tank designed. I don't understand the science of it, not even a little bit, but from what I can piece together, it looks like they designed some sort of chemical radiological agent that acts on the meta gene. I don't think that they fully understood what they were doing. It was 2012 after all. I mean, the process worked, but I don't know if they really understood why it worked. Anyway, when a ward full of this stuff comes into contact with a dual-natured creature like a dragon, say, it drives a wedge between the creature's physical and astral forms. The body gets put into a sort of hibernation state and the spirit is forced out. It also looks like this process can maintain the state of separation indefinitely, and that's a pretty horrifying thought. A discorporated body is supposed to die in a few hours. I've heard horror stories about ghost-walking mages getting trapped in astral space, unable to rejoin with their meat. I heard they went crazy from the pain. If what I'm reading is accurate, it's entirely possible that Feuerschwinge has been trapped outside of her body for over 40 years. What I don't understand, if you actually separated the dragon's spirit from its body and the body dropped into the socks in sort of a coma-like state, what prevented you from going in there, finding it, it's a large thing, and cutting it into tiny little pieces? That should have killed the dragon. Winter pushes his chair back and slaps the table in front of him. This is where Adrian was always so cagey about the subject of Feuerschwinge after the Dragonfall. He knew for a fact that she was alive, even if only technically. Her body crashed down into the socks, sure, but she wasn't dead. The government wouldn't let Adrian tell the public about any of this, of course. It interfered with the lie that they were feeding us, that the firing was dead and that everyone was safe and that the people should stop hiding in their basements and get back to work again. But privately he always said that she was still out there, somewhere deep in the socks. I always thought that he was paranoid, but I was wrong. He knew. So, what does all of this mean? It means that the stories I got from that ghost thread suddenly sound a lot more plausible. It means that Feuerschwinge is definitely alive, and that Adrian's disappearance is unquestionably tied to her survival. It also means that Germany is in deep shit, because if Feuerschwinge is still alive, it's only a matter of time before she rears her ugly head again. Okay, that's enough for one night. I'm gonna get drunk. The 15th of May 2033. Green Winter's face appears on the screen. He looks younger than you've ever seen him, but from the way he is carrying himself, he's clearly drunk. Look, Adrian, I understand you. Lord knows I do, but you've got to drop this dragon fixation. People are starting to talk. There's a camera cut and you find yourself looking at a young, handsome Dr. Adrian Vauclair. He wears a slight smile on his face. Oh, they're talking, are they? What a terrible shame. Damn it, Adrian, this is serious. You're a public figure. You could lose everything if you don't keep these ridiculous fairy tales to yourself. Hermie, my theories are not as you call them fairy tales. Dragons are real. I saved Germany from one. Have you forgotten? No, of course not. Everyone knows that you killed the Firewing. Stopped, not killed. Fine, stopped, whatever. Winter swipes a bottle off the table in front of him, drains it and drops it to the floor. Call it whatever you want, but Adrian, you're the only one who's still obsessed with the damn things. There aren't that many of them, and they are not taking over the world. Vauclair's voice is quiet, soft. Such is the cry of the cancer patient, unaware of what's killing him. I'm fine, not to worry. I'll smoke another cigarette, where's the harm? He doesn't see what's happening, but he winds up dead all the same. Winter snorts. Now you're just being maudlin. Look, Adrian. Vauclair shakes his head. His smile has disappeared. You mark my words, Hermie. Within 5 years, corporations, even countries will fall to these creatures. And the worst part is, nobody will care. Oh, people will toot about it. There may be a protest or two, but nobody will actually do anything to stop them. The immortal, all-powerful, utterly pitiless reptiles will seize more and more of our power, wealth and territory. And we foolish, short-sighted mortals will never get it back. Green Winters chuckles uncomfortably, raises his hand in the air in a supplicating gesture. Calm now, Adrian. Vauclair talks over his brother's interruption. We could solve the problem, of course, but we as a species are unwilling to invest our energies into problems that aren't staring us right in the face. It was with climate change, so it is with dragons. I've accepted that, but you can't ask me to stop caring about it. Oh, come on. This is like 2014. We have probably a little bit more than 7 billion people on the planet. And given our current level of technology, I guess 10 or 20 dragons can't really do much. They'd just be wiped out. Winters shakes his head. You're hopeless, Adrian. Fine. By all means, keep caring. Just keep your conspiracy theories to yourself. I'm telling you this for your own sake. Vauclair sighs. He looks incredibly tired. Yes, Hermie. You're right, of course. I mustn't jeopardize my credibility with the masses. Winter's expression turns serious. His voice lowers. It's not just your credibility that I'm worried about. Talk is talk, but sometimes... He pauses, shakes his head. Sometimes I worry that you're really gonna go back to the socks. Vauclair's tone softens again. Hermie, Winter cuts his brother off. A new intensity burns in his voice. Please, big brother, just drop all of this. Stop hunting the fire rings and start living your life again. If you won't do it for yourself, then for Christ's sake, do it for me. Vauclair nods, then looks away from the screen. Alright, Hermie, I'll try. And the 4th track. Meet and mate single dating profile. Jolly Green Winters. Last active on the 15th January of 54. Matter type human, Caucasian male, muscular, 50. Looking for female, HED. That probably means human, elf, dwarf, athletic, 25 to 30. Hey, half your age? I'm sorry, maybe you're overestimating your abilities. I mean, you don't look so good. I'm a fun-loving guy who's also a great listener. I love hiking, clubbing and all kinds of pets. I'm looking for a cute, funny, adventurous girl who's down to party. I don't respond to profiles without pigs, no orcs, no trolls. Sorry, ladies. Maybe you're not as hot as you think you are. Or maybe this has a deeper meaning. I don't know. So what do we have to do? What time is it? Okay, we have to take the U-Bahn to Aztec. Well, first things first. There are a few things that I actually want to do. So I wanna buy a few of those. Thank you. Anything new here? No, apparently nothing new here. Hey Blitz, what's up? At the sound of your approach, Blitz stubs out his cigarette. He gives you a curt nod. Anya Juliette Laval, I'd offer you a smoke, but that was my last one. How'd that whole Emilia situation work out? Turn up anything new? Yeah, well, sort of. It's mostly speculation, truth be told. So what's the deal? Is she working with the Aussies or what? No, I don't think so, but I do have a new lead. After our talk, I went wading into all the ads technology metrics hubs that I could find. Nothing too deep. Don't worry, I didn't want to set off any alarm bells. But I had a hunch that if I poked around long enough, I'd find something that might lead me to Emilia. And sure enough I did. A message from the genuine article herself. She messaged you? Sure enough, send me a note. Wanna hear what it said? He presses forward without waiting for a response. I'll tell you, the note said, and I quote, "Lay off, Blitz. I told you to leave me alone. You've showed admirable self-control over the past year. Please don't give up on it now. I'll come back when I can, if I can. Until then, keep away from me for both of our sakes." So, I found her, and she wants nothing to do with me. Again, no explanations, no apologies, just a verbal pat on the head. I've shown admirable self-control. Really? She makes it sound like a toddler or something. So, did she lay off like the message said? Hell no, I wasn't gonna stand for that. Where does she get off stealing from me and then acting like it was my fault? I tried to trace the message like any good dagger would. But didn't you just say she's a better dagger than you? I note your use of the word tried. He nods grimly. She's good, Anya. Better than I ever thought she was. I couldn't trace the damn thing. I could keep digging though. I mean, if she noticed me doing it before, I must have been close. Now, before you say anything, I was more discreet this time. I can be subtle if I have to. Nobody noticed what I was doing, and I did find another clue. I hesitate to ask. That's okay, I'll tell you anyway. I found a connection between Emilia and Cedar Krupp. So do you think that she works for SK then? That she stole the encrypted data from you to give to them? Well, maybe. I don't know. It's confusing. I was able to track down some message fragments connecting her to the Schockwellenreiter. So maybe she was a Cedar Krupp mole. And she got close to me so that she could, I don't know, so she could profit from my decking expertise? I thought she was a better decker than you. Maybe when she told me not to steal the data, she was using reverse psychology. That's gotta be it. She must have wanted me to take it. He frowns and shakes his head. But then again, maybe she's with the Schockwellenreiter and she's screwing both the Aussies and SK over. If that's the case, then maybe she was with me because she genuinely wanted to be. He pauses for a moment, considering. Then, all at once, he seems to perk up. His chest puffs out and he nods once decisively. In either case, I should make an effort to find her. I mean, she's playing a dangerous game, whether she is with SK or the Schockwellenreiter. Maybe she's gotten herself in too deep, that she might need help. I mean, why else would she send me such a cryptic message? Well, I don't know. The thing is, if she's trying to play with SK, with Cedar Krupp and the Aussies at the same time, you trying to find her might actually get her in danger and get her killed. So, I don't know. I mean, I understand he loves her, he wants to help her, he wants to find her again, he wants to be with her. I can understand all that, but I can clearly, very clearly see his attempts trying to reconnect to her, actually endangering her and killing the woman that he loves. And that would totally suck. And if you look at his picture, he's a stupid guy that would do something like that. Blitz, that message was anything but cryptic. She wants you to stay far, far away. Yeah, that's what she said, but I'll bet that she didn't mean it. She probably just didn't want to worry me, or maybe she said it under duress. I mean, you've gotta agree that it's at least worth checking out. Blitz, listen to me. That is a bad idea and nothing good is going to come from it. You worry too much, Chief. I'm the best, remember? So where's the harm in digging a little deeper? I mean, M might need me. If this is how you acted when you and Amelia were together, I can see why she left. He recalls as if you'd punched him. Whoa, that was a pretty messed up thing to say, Chief. It was also accurate. You routinely ignore those around you because you think that you know better. I'm here to tell you, you do not know better. But Blitz, listen to me. You need to show some more of that self-control and drop this. Blitz deflates before your eyes. He looks down at his shoes. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, boss, you win. I'll let it go. Good. Don't kill your girlfriend. Sounds like a plan. Any thoughts about the last run that you'd like to share? His eyes light up in excitement. The Mark VI was an incredible piece of engineering, Chief. Never seen anything like it before. And the fact that it was rigger enabled, oh man. The potential ramifications of this technology are staggering. It's a pity that we had to kill the thing. I mean, yeah, I get it. It must have been horrible for the troll that they installed all of this stuff into. But it was a thing of beauty all the same. Hey, what about you? You happy? My organization is displeased with your performance in the AG Chemie Europa office. It would have been very easy for you to make some extra nuyen by doing what we asked of you. Now, do we have any other business to discuss? No. I don't like you. So we drink some coffee. What am I supposed to do with the Turkish coffee and the cheap booze? I mean, I think no. I gave a beer to an orc. Who am I supposed to give the cheap booze to? And the coffee? I don't know. So let's spend some karma here. 15 karma points. That's rather nice. So I wanted to increase willpower to 4. Let's see, quickness 7. Eight. Okay. I will put those points into willpower later. So let's check the clinic and get some cyberware. Wait a second. You're the weapon guy, right? The arms dealer? Yep. Let's sell you a few things. I don't want this. And I don't need this. Instead, I'd rather buy... I need a rifle. Here, this one. Thank you. Moving on. Do you have anything new to add? Um, I highly doubt that you have anything that I need. Let's get some cyberware. So the thing with cyberware is that I'm actually a little disappointed here. I'm a little underwhelmed by all of that stuff. It doesn't seem. I mean, getting cyberware installed is a huge thing. I mean, cutting off your arms and legs, healthy body parts to get like cybernetic parts installed has a huge effect on your life. You should only do it if you get like very good bonuses for it. But take a look at that. 6 additional hit points, that's like nothing. I put a point in karma and I have 10. Oh, well, I increase body and I get 10. I don't know. Or here, 2 to armor, 1 to body. Really? I'd rather buy a better suit of armor. So, I mean, the eyes are okay. They give us an additional hit chance. The hydraulic jack Mark 1 makes you move faster. I mean, dodge and throwing, I don't really need that. Makes you move faster, but as a ranged fighter, I don't move around that much. Strength is useless to me. I don't need charisma. I already have an eye. This sounds nice. 6%. Accuracy increased, but also damage increased by 3. No, I don't want that. Violent Reflex sounds good. Adds +1 movement. When triggered, you will dodge the first attack against you each round. Lasts 3 rounds. But I did some research. Apparently, if you want to use a med kit, that actually counts as an attack. And it will be dodged automatically. So, if someone uses a medkit on you, you dodge the effect, you're not getting healed, but the medkit vanishes anyway. Stupid. So we could get +8 hit points, +1 quickness, but I think the legs are just the best to get for us here right now. Get 2 legs, get 2 quickness and 2 dodge, and 16 hit points. Truth be told, that's not a lot of effect for cutting off your legs. But if I want to get cybered up, I mean, it seems to be the best thing, although it's actually not very good. So yeah, we get 2 of those legs. Yeah. And now we have like 76 hit points. We have a quickness of 10 already. Let's check that. Oh, it doesn't show here. Apparently I can get... Can I get to 13 that way? That would be amazing. I thought it would bring me to 10 now. It didn't do that. Apparently I can go to 11 and then get 2 on top. I don't know, we shall see if I can accumulate enough karma to find that out. So we will have here a headshot. This will be the last thing we get. So yeah, we have some cyberware now. And still 1 essence left. I don't really know what to do with that. No, maybe we'll find something. But I don't know. In the Sega game, in the Mega Drive game, if you had viral reflexes, you would actually attack faster. That was it. That was a good thing. Not so much here. Why don't you say anything anymore? Did I use up all your dialogue tree? I guess I did use up all your dialogue tree. Maybe get a few new lines later. Did I already get money back from my pay data? Oh no, I didn't post any. Oh, I have another unread message. Oh, from Emilia to Anya Juliette Laval. Dear Anya Juliette Laval, please tell Lucas, excuse me, I mean Blitz, that I'm proud of him for not being an idiot. In all seriousness, I know that his first impulse must have been to come riding in to my rescue despite the fact that I didn't want him to. The fact that he was willing to listen to me and stay away, well, it means a lot. I wish that I could tell him everything, so much has happened, but for now I'm afraid that I have to keep quiet. Lives depend on it. Please tell him to sit tight and that I'll be in touch when I can. And please tell him that I love him. Hey, Blitz, I have news. That's amazing. Oh. I can't tell him. Well, that's unfortunate. Anyway. Moving on. Okay, we gotta take the subway to the Aztecs. We will do that, but we will do that in the next video. So, thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.